As of Friday 6th of April 2018, the UK has introduced a sugar tax which affects the sale of sugary drinks. The bill, which is officially called the Soft Drinks Industry Levy, requires shoppers to pay up to 24 pence more per litre, depending on how much sugar has been added to the drink. If a drink has more than 5 grams of sugar per 100 millilitres, they'll be taxed 18p per litre. This means that the price of a 500 millilitre bottle of Sprite will go up by 9 pence. However, drinks with more than 8 grams of sugar per 100 millilitres are taxed at 24 pence per litre, resulting in a 500 millilitre bottle of Coca-Cola costing 12 pence more. Pure fruit juices are excluded from the tax, so their prices will remain unaffected. This means that customers will begin to pay a bit more for their favourite sugary drinks in the UK. The new law is designed to try and reduce the number of sugary drinks consumed by UK citizens in an effort to tackle the rise in obesity-related diseases. The government has decided the best way to stop you from consuming as much sugar is to hit your wallet with a tax on sugary drinks. So, as the new tax applies to the very popular sugary drinks industry, surely there'll be a big increase in tax revenue, right? Well, kind of. When the bill was initially announced back in 2016, it was estimated that the tax would bring in £500 million of extra revenue for the government. However, later in 2016, this estimate fell to £375 million. Then the estimate tumbled even further to £265 million in the 2017 budget. Undeniably, £265 million is still a lot of money, but why has the estimated revenue fallen by nearly half in just a year? The answer's simple. Fewer sugary drinks which could be taxed are now being sold. This is partially due to some people cutting back on the quantity of sugary drinks they're consuming for health reasons, but it's also due to the manufacturers of the drinks. Drinks manufacturers are beginning to reformulate their drinks and to promote sugar-free alternatives harder than ever. This can be seen as a success for the tax. Ultimately, the tax is designed to reduce the amount of sugary drinks being consumed in the UK, and it seems the bill has already begun to impact manufacturers. This reflects the result of a similar tax in Hungary, which caused a 40% decrease in the amount of sugar used in sugary drinks. A large number of beverage manufacturers have reduced the amount of sugar in their drinks to avoid the new tax. The companies behind Iron Brew, Ribena, Lucozade and many others have changed their recipes to reduce sugar and avoid the new tax. In fact, the company that own Ribena and Lucozade say they've reduced sugar in their brands by 50% since the law was announced in 2016. However, all this change isn't entirely due to the new tax. Companies have for some time been working to promote sugar-free drinks, since way before the tax was even announced. Generally, consumers are becoming more cautious about what they're eating and drinking, so companies are working to provide drinks which will satisfy customers' changing needs. For example, since 2014, PepsiCo have committed to only advertising their sugar-free Pepsi Max in the UK, and as a result, 70% of Pepsi sales in the UK are non-sugar variants. So while the tax can be given credit for some of the reduction in sugary drink consumption, companies have been moving towards low-sugar drinks for a while. Despite the positive effects on public health, the tax will undeniably damage businesses, which goes against Theresa May's generally pro-business stance. Oxford Economics estimates that 4,000 jobs are at risk due to the new tax. It's estimated that profits in the hospitality sector and for small retailers are expected to drop by about $132 million as a result of the tax. In addition to this, there are questions surrounding how effective taxes like the one the UK is introducing really are at reducing sugar consumption. How much effect can a tax of a few pence really be expected to have on the amount people consume? Some people argue there's insufficient evidence that the tax will really work in the long term. In some places where similar taxes have been tried before, there was initially a reduction in consumption, which diminished over time. Time will tell how customers feel about having to pay more for their favourite drinks in the UK. What do you think? Will a tax of a few pence really stop you from grabbing a bottle of your favourite sugary drink? Or might it make you think twice? Let us know what you think in the comments, and while you're at it, make sure to subscribe to TLDR News.